Kako America, as you may know, is the official licensee and the exclusive licensee of GE, General Electric brand safety products. You may also know that we're a two-time winner at the National Safety Congress for Best in Show for our helmets, our Type 1 helmet in 2002 and our Type 2 helmet in 2003. Today I'm talking about the three unique value propositions we have over any of our competitors in the field of helmets. To begin with, the GH400, the lightest weight Type 1 helmet on the market by far. And how did it get so light? Well, it's that green material right in the middle. Might be a little hard to see from this angle, but this is it. It's called Koroyd. Koroyd has been in the aerospace industry forever. They've been in every great ski helmet, every great bike helmet for several years, and they came to the industrial market. And Koroyd is incredibly lightweight, and it's how we were able to drive all the weight out of the product. You see, all of our competitors use foam, EPS foam. You may know it by its brand name Styrofoam, but EPS foam. It works, it will save your life, it'll take the energy of the impact, but it's heavy. So by removing that foam, we were able to achieve the lightest weight helmet on the market. Great. That's actually not part of the big three. Because we use Koroyd, Koroyd is tubes that are welded together. That absorbs the energy of the impact incredibly well. But because it's tubes, because it's cylindrical, anything cylindrical by nature inherently will foster airflow. Just kind of makes sense. But foam, specifically styrofoam, was kind of brought to market to retain temperature. It's designed to keep your Uber Eats hot and your beer cold. That's what it's designed to do. So it's a temperature retention system. Well, if we remove the temperature retention system and we replace it with something that's going to foster airflow, it would stand to reason we're going to be cooler than our competitors. We are. We're 10.92 degrees cooler, 11 degrees cooler on a Type 1 helmet in Texas in the summer. It's an incredible number, and when heat stress is the #1 issue in occupational health and safety today, we've got a real winner here. Now, because we're affiliated with GE, we can't just say something so brash without being able to back it up. And we've got plenty of documentation on hand, independent third-party documentation that backs our statements up, telling us where we performed the test, how we performed the test, what the conditions were, where the sensors were, etc., etc. So our helmet, and the first very unique value proposition we have on this is the fact that we are 11 degrees cooler than any of our competitors. How's that for not burying the lead? Besides looking at the lab data, just the fact that we remove foam, we put in Koroyd, and it's 11 degrees cooler kind of passes the smell test. Now, I use the word smell test intentionally. You ever try to get the smell out of a styrofoam cooler? Have you ever stored fish or leftover pizza in a cooler and tried to get that smell out? It won't go away. No matter what you do, you can wash it and disinfect it all you want, the smell is not going away. We don't have foam. We're the only helmet in the market that doesn't incorporate foam, the only one. As a consequence, you can wash and sanitize our product. If it starts to smell and you guys are working hard for a living, they're sweating up a storm, especially in the southern states, it's going to get smelly in there. We're washable. It'll be nice and clean the next day. And none of our competitors can make that same claim. Sure, you can try to wash foam, but again, anybody who's ever bought one of those cheap styrofoam coolers, they know exactly what I'm talking about. The third unique value proposition that we have on the GH400 and GH500 series, and by the way, here's the GH500, the Type 2, with 360 degrees worth of Koroyd. Also providing a significant reduction in temperature, although it's 8 degrees, not 11 in this particular case. Regardless, Koroyd has a really unique feature. It's going to crumple when it has enough of an impact to make it crumple. So me jumping up and down on my 220 pounds is not going to crumple the Koroyd. However, a significant impact from a distance, using a hammer or a tool or an object, that's going to crumple it as it would impact any other hard hat or safety helmet. So the crumpling, though, is a very clear visual indicator that your helmet is no longer in compliance. You're working on a construction site. Guy drops a tape measure on your helmet from 20 feet above, rings your bell. You're kind of like, whoa, the first thing you probably do, or your guy probably does, is he takes the helmet and he looks at it for cracks, maybe does a little of this, doesn't see a crack, and probably goes back to work. Should he go back to work? Should he not go back to work? We know that you're supposed to pull your helmet out of service after it's had one good impact, but what's one good impact? You're not really sure what Koroyd is. If that Koroyd in that center is visually compacted, if it's crumpled, I know it's difficult to see from here, but in person it's much easier. But if that is crumpled, you've got a clear visual indicator that this helmet has saved your life and needs to be pulled out of service and be replaced. So you are always 100% confident when you're taking the GE GH400 or GH500, you can very clearly see whether this helmet is still in compliance and will still save your life. And we are the only company that offers a very clear visual end of service indicator. So that's it for today in the kitchen. I hope you learned a little bit about our product. Feel free to reach out to us at any time for additional information. This is Jay Rogers signing off.